it's not going to happen to where those 100 companies are going to join up together.
Are these free?
Yes.
So like your ideal world is just like 100 companies instead of having a. Your ideal world is just like
Yeah.
a constant, like just 100 companies, like constant, like.
Wait, I just wanted to say, I
If
really,
I do all the things you say, do I get a fancy, trashy hat like
I
yours?
really think that you should join the debate club because I've never heard
think you
a
should
point
kill
or
yourself.
argument so
I think you should kill
perfectly
yourself.
articulated
No, I should kill myself.
in the realm of human
Look at
endeavor.
me, my stupid fancy hat. I should kill myself.
I've never
I should
seen an
kill myself.
argument.
I should kill myself.
I've never seen an
I'm a piece of
argument
shit and I hate everybody. I
so
should
well
kill myself.
articulated in the realm of human endeavor. Interesting.
Satan, asshole.
Interesting.
I feel retarded with that hat on.
Thank you.
Oh, you know Trump, he doesn't care about he only cares about rich people.
Oh, he's gonna edit it out. He has to look good.
I'm about to watch it, bro.
You
I'm
gotta
about to watch
look
it.
good, like your crappy little suit. Look at me, I steal money from everybody. Don't I look so good? I'm a piece of shit.
You know I steal money from?
Working people.
How?
You're the 1%, piece of shit. You don't give a fuck about anybody but yourself. Go jerk off on your yacht, motherfucker.
I don't have a yacht. And I'm not in the... You're in the 1% of wealth. If you look at global wealth, most Americans...
I'm not the 1%.
Globally, you are.
Market and money and capitalism are more important than human rights, right?
So, I understand the perspective.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Is the free market more important than human rights? Period. End
No.
of story. No.
But what are human rights? So that's where I want to come into question. What is a right? That's what I'm trying to bring up. And I understand talking about the market,
what's
it
a
sounds...
human right?
What was that?
What's a human right?
That's stuff for people's interpretation.
Yeah, what's your interpretation? I
I have a question.
Yes.
If Jesus told you to murder your mom and your father, would you do it? If Jesus told you to kill your parents, would you do it?
But he didn't.
Would you though?
That's a question that is just so entirely out of touch with reality.
No, would you? Would you sacrifice your own family for Jesus' love? If he told you to do it.
But Jesus did not say that.
It's not the
Then that would be a different person.
Hey, are you pro-ICE?
What?
You're pro-ICE, obviously.
Well, what do you
right?
mean by pro-ICE?
I mean, you're
What
a
the
fucking
fuck?
MAGA asshole.
Well, no, I want a clear definition. Right? So can you be more
Look who you
specific?
vote for.
Who did I vote for?
I mean, it's kind of obvious, but so you're with all this kidnapping shit that's
You're
going on
such a
with
garbage
immigrants,
person.
right?
No, I want you to define what do you mean by pro-ICE? Because that might mean I love ICE and I worship them, or it's like I slightly
You know what
side
I
with
mean,
them.
bro.
No,
What?
but there's a variation of like
Slightly side? What is slightly
Do
side
you
with
support them
kidnapping
taking
people? Are
kids
you
away from
crazy?
their family?
I want to know what he means by
You know what
if
I
I
mean.
support.
I
know
want to know
exactly
what
what
you
the
mean
fuck
by
I mean.
partially side with. That's what I want to know. What do you mean you partially
Well, no, I'm
side
asking-
with kidnapping people?
No, I'm saying for supporting ICE. I'm asking. Is he asking, am I supporting them a little bit, or do I
Yeah,
absolutely
okay,
love
what support,
ICE and I show up
what
to
do
their
you
meetings?
support about ICE, sir?
Well, I would not say that I would support the organization as in itself or the people that work there, as I don't know them. I don't know how the organization works day to day compared to other immigration enforcement agencies across the world. But I am in favor of deporting people that came to this country illegally.
I think
So
they're
you-
talking about
What was that?
So you.
No, I did not come here.
This is indigenous land. This is all indigenous land. None of this shit belongs to you. Not the market, not the floor, fucking nothing. Not the air. This is not yours. This is stolen land.
Okay.
You should be
Is
deported.
that not all land? And also, there's a difference between immigrants and settlers, because when the Europeans came here, there really wasn't a society built up to begin with until the Europeans came
Oh my
here.
God, you are so goddamn offensive. You don't even understand. You are so brain dead. Of course there was society. Far
There was
before
society,
your people.
but there wasn't a very advanced civilization.
What is an advanced civilization, colonizer, piece of shit?
I think what would define
No,
a more
tell me.
advanced
let him
civilization
speak, let him speak.
would be the one that wins, and obviously the Europeans won.
Wins?
Yes. The Europeans won.
You're fucking disgusting.
Okay.
I'm fucking disease, you moron, because white people were so fucking dirty they were spreading disease everywhere. How do you feel about vaccines? Are you enjoying your herd mentality of the vaccines? Because you're not going to get anything out of it if everybody stops taking vaccines. You're going to get polio. You're going to get tuberculosis. Like, you just don't know.
Maybe or maybe
you're
not.
this way because you don't know anything. You're so
They teach 'em.
stupid, you think you're smart.
They teach them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you right now, white people were so fucking dirty that the reason that the natives died is because there was so much shit and disease going around that they didn't have any immunity of.
Yeah, so it's because the Europeans lived in cities of like 1 million people, and so when they came to the New
Well,
World,
if they were so
they were
smart,
living
why
in
couldn't they
cities.
control their disease then?
What do you mean control their disease? Like,
You said a city, and that's where the disease come from.
Yeah, like
well, if
Rome
white people
or
are
Istanbul.
so fucking smart, how come they couldn't keep their disease under control? I'm
because
not
they're
a
not infinitely
Republican.
intelligent like God.
Because they didn't
Sorry,
consider
can I
the
say
fact that
something?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a Republican, but have you ever heard of an isolated island that's known for, like, you know, throwing spears at passing airplanes and whatnot? They're completely hostile, and they've remained isolated for
the
a
Indian
long
Ocean.
time, right?
Yeah, but the reason
So
why they're not
when you take people from an entirely different area that may have grown their own antibodies and diseases and whatnot, and put them in a place that has never experienced that, there is going to be a transfer of diseases, and it will be worse for one side than the other. So I don't
He's
think
saying
that's
that the people who died of disease being transferred are uncivilized, unadvanced, and that it's their fault that they were killed.
I never said non-civilized. I said less advanced.
That's your whole shtick, is it? Just to
Well, if there was a civilization, like a different planet, if there was people on Mars for whatever reason right now, they had a bunch of spaceships and they were flying around, would you say they're probably more advanced than us humans on Earth?
It's just so fucking offensive for you to say to deport illegal people on stolen land. And the
Illegal
majority of
immigrants.
those people being deported are the natives of this fucking continent.
Yeah,
That's disgusting.
because Mexicans and South Americans are like a mix of like Native American and Spaniard, right? Is that what you mean? Because they're
I mean,
a lot
you
of their
said
blood is.
immigrate.
Yeah. So they're immigrating to this nation. So although their
And what is
ancestors
this
may have
nation?
been,
What is the United States?
it's everything that you're looking at right now. It's the ability for us to freely express our opinions. It's this beautiful college campus.
You're a hate group. You're a fascist neo-Nazi, and you don't deserve space to talk. We already have a dumbass in the White House. We don't need you. You like.
Free speech, man.
If
Yeah,
the
it's the
cops
same
were
logic.
worth a shit, I would report you for harassing us with your hate speech.
No
I think
hate.
every
No
person-
hate.
Harassing?
Excuse me? No hate.
You don't realize like what your first action?
No hate,
You
but
literally told him
the-
to kill himself.
No hate. But the idea of if he can't be here, neither can the Pride Club. On what basis? On what basis are trans women men?
On all bases.
Like, 'cause,
So-
I mean, on all bases can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Well, let's come to a common definition. A trans woman is someone who is born female that then attempts, or maybe they succeed in transitioning into a woman.
So a biological
woman. Oh, sorry, a
Well, yeah.
biological
There we
man.
go.
A biological man transitioning
into
a woman.
Okay.
Right? Would you agree that that's what a trans woman is?
Yeah.
So,
Yes. By
I would
definition,
like
yes.
to say, I would like to claim that changing your sex is impossible.
Just want to make the clarification. No, it's not sexist gender. Gender and sex are not synonyms. For where this comes from, right? Obviously, I'm a college student here, but like, who the fuck am I? You know, I'm just some fucking kid. You know, this is coming from a professor. Her name is Professor Ramirez. She has a She's on her way to getting a doctorate. She has a master's as of now.
I've done a lot of debates and people always like to pause it. I
No,
just
that's
always
fair.
check. Yeah.
That's fair. Keep in mind, all of what I'm saying is coming from someone who took a sociology class with a professor who is specialized in gender studies, right?
Yeah.
Gender is the social construct of what makes a man and what makes a woman a woman. By that logic, right? Technically, if what you were raised on is being a man is wearing all pink and being girly, right? Then that's what you know, right? That's what you know, right?
If the definition for feminine acts were to be, or if the word to describe feminine activities was men, then that would just be a different language, a different way of saying it.
Yes, no, what I'm trying to say is the idea of what makes a man and what makes a woman, not biologically, but in terms of our communal
actually,
society.
Let's
right?
define what is a woman.
What is a woman is who you align, like what gender you align with the most. What makes a female, the separation
Wait,
is.
but which gender are you aligned with the most? Is what makes a woman?
Yes.
But can I also use that same definition for men?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
What-
different words would mean different things, right?
Do you
So
mind if I use an example? Let's say, for example, you physically, right, biologically, you're a woman, right? But, well, female. Biologically, you're a female, right? But if you totally via gender, right? If you disagree with that belief system and you felt like a man, you wanted to cut your hair, you wanted to work out, you know, do masculine things, right? And you felt in the wrong body in a sense, and you wanted to change yourself physically, right? You're aligned with a man. You fit the definition of a man, so you're a man.
well, you just said fit the definition of a man. What is a man?
Well, in America at least, a man is, according to what we communally agree has been tradition here for quite a long time. The guy who works out and is strong, the guy who's a masculine man.
Well, you're
so
saying
whatever
the
means to a lot
guy.
of
I
people.
mean, you're kind of when saying guy, that's kind of using the word and the definition of the word. I mean, it's not the same word, but it's synonym guy and man.
I use the
yeah.
word guy as like, I just
I
say
mean,
guy. Like
you
you're a guy,
can't-
you're a guy, you're a guy. You know.
But you can't really use the word that you're trying to give the definition of in the definition of the word.
Can being a man or can being a woman
What is-
just be
What is being a man?
following a certain type of energy and vibe? No?
Yeah.
Like that?
So, if you were to cut your hair and you're like a tomboy or something,
Yeah.
would you then be a
identify
man?
as a-
No, I guess not.
Like
No.
if you like trucks and stuff, you're still gonna be a woman. Like if you're growing up as a tomboy or something.
Okay, and then how do you...
No, but
So wait, but what defines a woman now?
Well, it
Like
depends
who
on-
is a woman? Like what is a woman?
Let me
But
word
when I
this.
think of
real
woman
quick.
or man, I think
This is a
of,
lot.
like I said before, energy, right? Like this soft energy, the softer energy.
So feminine versus
More-
masculine.
Yeah, that's what I think. But
Yeah.
like when I think what is a woman, I'm thinking like a woman is
Someone more feminine.
someone
Uh,
who's just more feminine.
Then what if you're both? What if you have both values? What if you believe in both values? What if you're not straight masculine? What if you're not pure masculine, 100% masculine? What if you're not 100% feminine? Like for example,
It depends on what it is you.
yeah. So the definition. Keep in mind my personal definition, right? Everyone's definition of
Oh,
what
of
a
a
man
woman?
and a woman is.
Yeah.
Everyone's definition from what a man and a woman is, right, is very different, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could believe being a man and a woman is like red and blue, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, in the context of this debate, what I believe a man and a woman is whatever you align with, whatever you believe that you.
But what do you mean what you align with?
What you align with, whatever you believe that you are.
But you could still use that same definition for men and women.
Yes.
though.
I
So
believe.
that's the thing. You have the same definition for two different
Yes.
words.
I have a different question.
Yeah.
So even if, let's say, a trans woman is taking all these hormones and they're doing all of that, they now have changed hormones, right? Therefore,
Yeah.
their hormones are now saying they are a woman, are they not? Or is that not how it works?
Does that change your
Chromosomes. It never changes your chromosomes.
Well,
Technically,
yeah,
biologically,
your
you're still a man.
chromosomes won't
Or a
change,
woman.
Yeah.
But your hormones and your levels can that not be enough of a change for you to accept them as a woman?
I don't believe that is enough, right? If you were to get like some old person who's taking and like do you guys know Brian Johnson?
No.
The guy who's trying to
Enlighten me.
like live for a really long time. He's like a Mormon from Utah. Yeah. So if he were to give his father, which he did this, if he were to give his father his own blood, his father is not going to become a 45-year-old.
No.
Although he might have the characteristics of a 45-year-old, he might be a little bit, healthier, which is why they did it, right? They did some weird stuff with his blood, paid like 50 grand to have the plasma extracted, and something messed with it to basically help his 75-year-old dad with his health issues. That doesn't make the 75-year-old a 46-year-old. It just makes him have some of the characteristics of a 46-year-old, but not all the way. Because I'm going to be honest with you, every time I see someone who says that they're transgender, I could tell before they already told me. So
No, you can't.
I
That's just
can.
wrong. No,
I can.
prove it. How?
Prove it. I mean, I'm telling you
No,
about my
no.
personal
Prove it right now.
experience.
How do you know that I'm not?
Find a transgender on campus, and I will tell you their true gender.
Uh,
I will be
someone-
accurate
Now,
all the time.
keep in mind, for someone who is fully transitioned, you would never be able to say. If
Well,
they
because-
still had breasts, say.
Well, you're right.
that's
If somebody
different.
fully transitioned, I wouldn't be able to tell. But here's the thing: my claim is that nobody can ever truly fully transition.
On what basis?
My next question is
Like
what
on the
is-
fact that they can't change their chromosomes.
Yeah, no, my next question is what exactly are you trying to do right now with your table and this setup, and like what is your
Yeah.
goal?
So there's two reasons here. One is in order for me to have my ideology passed into law in the United States, I have to have a majority of the vote. And I can't do that sitting at home on my computer whining about it and bitching about it.
That's fair.
I have to come out here and debate people and change their mind, or maybe you guys will change my mind.
That's fair.
And then also the other point is, if any conservatives are here, I'm starting a Turning Point USA chapter, and if you would like to join, come up to me, and I'll get your contact information. You can get mine, and we're going to make a TPUSA chapter here on this campus very soon. We had 17 people sign up on Monday already, and a few today. So that is my goal here on this campus.
Percentage of the population is trans.
I'm not exactly sure.
The great minority, no idea.
Fucking tiny.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Who fucking cares? Like, we have
I
people
do.
living
Giving
on
him the
the
attention that he wants, bro. He's recording this shit,
No,
man.
I don't mind. You know,
Okay.
people are living on the street. None of us can afford a home. None of us can afford rent.
Yeah.
Very few, I'm sorry. If you have a home and you're here, God bless you.
Oh God, man.
But like,
It's a struggle.
we don't
here.
have access to healthcare. There's all these
Yeah,
problems
I mean,
that-
I'll debate these issues as well, of
with all
course.
these problems that most people can agree on, even if you have a different religion, different beliefs about trans women are women or trans women are men, but all these problems exist. But we want to point. They want to make us point to trans people. They want to make us point to immigrants. They want to make us point to all these people when we know
Well,
that the problems are the billionaires.
I'd like to claim that the problems are actually. So the thing is with the problems of healthcare, food insecurity, paying rent, living in a house, right? That is all dependent upon someone else's labor, right? It requires
not.
people to work. Yes, it is.
What if you're
required,
born that
obviously.
way? What if your parents were like that? Now you.
No, but I'm just saying society as a whole would have to collectively work more, right? If healthcare was free, more people would go to the doctor. You're going to need more doctors and more nurses.
Yeah.
So society as a whole would have to work harder, right? So with this though, this isn't saying one person has to work harder, or this person does. We need to have some legal change in the way
We
the
really do.
economy is working. This is just saying a statement, a fact, that trans women are men. So this doesn't require the labor of someone else. While with free healthcare, you're going to have a lot more doctors and a lot more nurses. You're probably going to have 3 times the amount of people go to the doctor if healthcare was free.
Yeah, as they
right?
should. I mean, do you know how many people have serious medical health issues, and because of how privatized healthcare has been, you cannot get healthcare without going to major debt. Most minimum wage jobs do not offer the amount of healthcare that would help you in the event that you get seriously hurt at your work or at anything, right?
What is debt?
Huh?
So
Money that's owed.
that you owed, right? So I would like to say that when somebody is in debt, that means that they have taken more from society than they have given.
No, that's not true. That just means that they owe money.
If you get a heart surgery, and you're 50 grand in debt because of it, society
you owe 50 grand
society
to the hospital.
Yeah, but society as a whole collectively saved your life. Because society as a whole, those doctors, they have to eat. You have farmers to provide food for the doctors. The computers that the doctors use were made by electrical engineers in Taiwan and China. Society as a whole, they collectively are the reason why you are still alive. If you had a life-saving surgery, and now you're 50 grand in debt. That 50 grand in debt is now what you need to pay back to society, because you literally owe society your life if you had a life-changing surgery. And I know there's other things that aren't as black and white as a life-changing surgery.
I can
but
see your reasoning.
I do think that medical prices are way too high. And I believe that the reason behind that is actually the government. I don't believe that we need more regulation on the health industry. I believe that we actually need less regulation on the health industry. A lot of people think we'll regulate it more, make some price ceilings for insulin. Well, guess what? If insulin wasn't regulated, there's 3 companies that have an
Insulin wasn't
oligopoly.
regulated. You know how much companies could charge, bro? Oh
Exactly.
my God.
There's only 3 companies that make insulin, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Monopoly,
Could
essentially.
someone throw out a number for how much it is per month by
50K,
insulin?
let's say. I don't know.
Well, I think it's like 500 maybe. I'll just use 500 as a number per month for insulin. As a businessman, I might say, well, I could set up an insulin factory for $10 million, and I'm going to try to compete and sell insulin for $300 per month, and everybody's going to buy my insulin.
There's
The
3
price
companies.
is
There's
driven
3
down
companies, right?
because
that
the
means
government.
there's essentially zero competition outside of
Yes.
your companies.
And that's
right?
terrible.
Meaning,
Yeah.
There's really only 3 producers, no competition. You can charge as much as you want. And
Exactly.
No one can do shit.
That's the problem.
Unless the government specifically says, hey, yo, you probably shouldn't be charging your customers $10,000 for one thing of insulin.
Well, no, exactly. So that is the problem. There are only 3 companies making insulin because the government makes it that way. If the government wasn't involved, there would be businesses popping up making insulin for a cheaper and cheaper price. But because the people at these companies have lobbied the government has changed their laws and their regulations at the FDA, which has increased the price of insulin because there's only 3 companies making it and they want it that way. So what I'm saying is if we didn't have regulation, if the FDA didn't stop people from making their own insulin, not individual, but I mean another business making insulin, right?
Yeah.
The price wouldn't be $500 per month or whatever the baseline that we set earlier.
Yeah.
Right? It's the government regulation that makes the price so high.
That's the thing a lot of people don't
So
get.
forcing anything on anybody is bad.
Yeah.
So I would like to make the claim that a woman having an abortion is forcing the death of her fetus, right?
It's a fetus. It can't decide. It's not a lot.
So neither can
parasite.
a baby can't decide.
Yeah, a baby can't decide. A fetus cannot. A fetus is a parasite. It cannot survive without its host.
So
Can you survive without society when you were 10 years old?
Yes. Huh?
Can you survive without society when you were 10
In
years
theory,
old?
yeah.
In theory.
In theory.
Like, if you're
Let's
not
be
lucky
real,
and
man. A 10-year-old is probably gonna
die on an island.
No.
So
That's crazy. I mean, probably, maybe.
like most college students are still parasitic on society as a whole because they're still taking, they're still learning, their
I'm
professors,
talking about
the
society.
college staff
I mean
are
a literal biological parasite. I'm not talking about like society.
Well, a parasite is something that takes, right? You take oxygen from the air, you take food from the ground, you take all these things, right?
but
you also give back.
Yes. We can
So
know
that baby that grows up-
That's not what a definition of a parasite is. A parasite is something that cannot survive without its host. So, for example, let's say
I think it's something that
yes, a tapeworm
pulls
can, if a
resources
tapeworm
from its host.
is living on the ground, it would not survive. It would die eventually, without finding its host and leaching the nutrients off its host. Same with the fetus. A fetus leaches a fetus leaches nutrients off of its mother.
Off of its host, but
off of its host, yes.
A parasite is something that
If it
leaches
cannot
off
do
of
that-
its host, that cannot survive without its host, but it also provides nothing back to the host, or provides nothing back.
Yes.
To the
Physiologically, yes.
To the
Not talking.
So
like,
the
happy,
so
yes.
the fetus needs to feed off it to live.
Yes, quite literally.
So it's living.
No. Well, yes, it's living.
Okay,
I think we
wait,
communally
wait,
agree that
wait.
it's
like
alive.
an ant is living,
Wait,
right?
wait.
Yeah,
Yes, an ant is living, but it's not a parasite. Why? Because it doesn't need its mom to live.
So let
it
me
doesn't
ask-
need another animal to live.
So
or
let me
another
ask you
being.
that again.
Yes, it does.
So let me ask you that
Okay,
again.
okay,
Sorry,
man.
one second.
Okay.
The
That's
ants
not what I'm
need
talking
trees.
about.
The trees
It can
produce
survive.
oxygen
It can
for the
survive. Okay, it can survive. That's what I'm talking about.
But I'm saying is
Like,
that
we
that
can survive.
fetus, when it grows up, it then provides back to the parents and society as a whole. And
Fetus-
slash or the other.
parasites do not provide back.
I want to
Because
ask
they
a
do provide
question because
Okay.
I don't.
I'm not talking about the ecosystem.
I want to
Yes?
ask a question because I don't think we're going to change
Anyone's
each
minds
other's
here.
minds
No,
on
no, we're not.
abortion.
We're
But
not. It's just,
what I want to ask
fun
is,
debate.
in relation to abortion, what kind of measures are you thinking in regards to preventing the circumstances of such? Would you encourage more, sex education in schools and whatnot in terms of how to be protected and safe and whatnot? Because
So I think it's like, I believe that it's morally incorrect to have sex before marriage, right? Or to outside of.
unfortunately, that's not necessarily the reality of
Yeah,
like like such a large population. Kids are going to do things.
But we should still try to. teach
Even
them that
even
it's not good.
Christians
Even
have
Christians
sex
have
Even if you're not
before
Christian, you
marriage.
can still say it's probably not good to have sex before marriage, right? As like in the long run, it's not
People's
going to be.
values will differ on that,
Yes.
but in terms of having multiple things to prevent abortions from happening, because people will be people, whether they make mistakes or whatever choices they're doing. What kind of measures, in terms of maybe the education of people, would you believe in putting out more sex education and resources out there so that way kids aren't getting pregnant in their teens?
Well, when you say
Not as
sex
a-
education, do you mean like, oh, here's the different birth control methods and stuff?
I think they should be taken through extensive process of what happens, especially if they have unprotected sex and whatnot. And
Well, I think most people know, but I wanted to touch on birth control. So I'm pro-life down to conception, right? Which means I believe if somebody does something which causes a fetus, a zygote, whatever you want to call it, to die after conception, that is an abortion, and I believe that is wrong, right? So I'm pro-life all the way down to conception. Not 1 month, not 2 weeks, conception.
There is birth control that you take regularly, so that way there isn't necessarily conception.
So with birth control pills and IUDs, some of the ways that they work, the main way is it prevents ovulation, so you don't conceive to begin with. If that were to only be the case, I would have no problem with it. But I have a problem with it because when it does fail sometimes with the stopping of the egg from ovulating from the ovaries, when it does fail, it also thins the lining of the uterine wall. So when you do conceive a zygote, fetus, or whatever you want to call it, inside the womb, when it tries to implant 5 days later, which I believe this is a living being, right? I believe life begins at conception. I believe that since the birth control pills or the IUD is preventing it from implanting on the uterine wall, I believe it is also an abortion. So I am against birth control that will cause the death of any form of human DNA, any form of a human, right? Because a fetus is a human. It's not a fish. It's not a dog. A fetus is a human biologically, right?
Can I get your photo?
Yeah.
All right.
So I believe that I gotta do photo ops here in a second.
Yeah, just be candid.
Yeah. Oh, awesome! I love that. So I believe that anything that stops the earliest part of human development, which is a fertilized egg, from living and actually kills it, I believe that is abortion. So I think that birth control pills and IUDs are an abortion because it prevents the fertilized eggs from implanting on the uterine wall, causing an abortion at essentially 5 days. So I'm actually against it. Now condoms, I view them as morally questionable. When I get married to my girlfriend, I plan to never use them. She's gonna have a lot of kids, right? Or maybe just time ovulation and say, hey, let's just not have sex for the 1 day that you're ovulating or the 2 days before to avoid having 1 kid right after you just gave birth. Right? I also want to have a large family, so it works out fine. If I'm gonna have 7 or 8 kids, it kind of works out fine. I don't view condoms as very morally okay because it kind of defeats the purpose of what sex is meant for, what I believe God made it for. But I'm not in favor of banning it because I don't think it will
Isn't it for
kill another
pleasure?
human being.
Isn't it for
But I
pleasure?
think-
That's debatable.
Sex. I mean,
Well, that's what it's used for most of the time nowadays.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you said believe, right? You said I believe.
Believe what?
What do you believe? Because I want to make the clarification because belief, in fact, is 2 different things. So, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I believe that God is real. Okay. And so, I mean, there's so many things that I believe you'd have to ask, and I'd have to verify yes or no. I can't give you every belief, or we'd
That's
be
true.
here for 48
Do you believe that when you said that when you mentioned the part about the uterine wall, right? You said belief, right?
Well, no, it's actually a fact. You can look it up on like Wikipedia, Planned Parenthood, Mayo Clinic, even like the left-leaning websites still put, oh, this birth control method works by 1, preventing ovulation, and secondary, it thins the lining of the uterine wall, preventing implantation from have if you do conceive.
I have
That's
a
like
question. What's
on
your-
Planned Parenthood, not like InfoWars or the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
It's like a, yeah.
What is your do you believe abortion should be allowed post for because there's a lot of cases where the mother will die at birth, the mother will be gravely injured at birth. Do you think abortion should be allowed in those cases where it's
So, like,
quite
if a
literally
woman
to
is,
save
like-
the mother's life?
Let's say a woman's like getting ready to give birth or something, right? Let's say she's 8.5 months pregnant, and they're like, oh, it's either going to be you or the baby, right?
Yes. Should she be
They have to
allowed
get
have
the
an abortion?
baby. They have to get the baby out of her. Let's just take it out alive instead of killing it and then taking it out.
So,
right?
well,
Like,
no,
if it's-
provided that
that always
C-section,
work?
excuse me, provided that C-section is not viable, the mother
So-
will die.
Yes.
No exceptions. Should abortion be allowed if the woman wants it?
Like if the woman's like, oh, should I
Hey,
give
I'm gonna
birth right
die.
now?
I'm gonna die.
Of
Do you want an
childbirth.
abortion? Is that
Like if the
should
woman's
that be
like, I'm
allowed?
gonna die
in
of
your-
childbirth.
Yes. In your ideal world, do you believe that a mother who is guaranteed to die at birth can be allowed an abortion if she
But
so
what I'm
chooses?
saying is that that's not necessary for the woman's health because you still have to get this being out of you that is this big, right?
Yeah.
Whether or not it comes out dead or alive, it's not going to
No,
really
if the
affect-
mother dies. If the mother dies.
Okay, but
during birth,
what I'm saying
should.
is if a woman is like, oh, if I give birth to this kid, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
It needs to get out of me. Why don't the doctors just take it out alive instead of killing it and then take it out?
Because
it's
she's gonna
just
die
such a-
regardless.
Who's
going
gonna
to die
die?
regardless. In this scenario that I'm giving you, she's going to die regardless.
What do you mean, regardless of what?
Regardless of the baby come out of her or not, she will die during the procedure. Is she allowed to have an abortion or not? Because
So
there are quite literally so many cases where the mother's life is at risk, or the mother's life at risk of,
ectopic pregnancies, yeah, it's common where the baby starts to implant on the inside the fallopian tube instead of the uterus.
Yes, and the mother's life is.
But that's where they.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Did you get my Instagram or?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. There are cases in which they will both die, for sure. Ectopic pregnancies.
Yeah.
Then yes, the baby is going to die anyway, or the fetus is going to die anyway. She should be able to get the ectopic pregnancy removed. It's very unfortunate, but it happens.
So.
But there is I've never heard of such a case to where a woman's either has the option of giving birth and dying, or they take out the baby dead. Because why can't they just take out the baby alive and then they're both alive? Because you can't just kill the baby and then not take it out, right? You have to take it out if you kill a baby in the womb, right? I didn't say anything major there.
I have no idea what that was.
So I'm saying is if the woman's gonna die from this baby being inside of her, this fetus, right, and they have to remove it, let's take it out alive.
So